So today we're going to read Katie Kazoo Switcheroo, Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. The Camptown racetrack's 5 miles long, oh the doo-dah day. Katie Kazoo rocked back and forth happily as she played the familiar song on her clarinet. Great job, Mr. Starkey, the school music teacher told the beginning band. You guys really sound terrific. Katie smiled. For a long time, everything the band played had sounded like a bunch of squeaks and squawks. In fact, Mr. Starkey continued, you guys are so great. It's time you had a concert. Wow, for real? Jeremy Fox exclaimed from behind his drum set. He hit his cymbal to celebrate. Where? Becky Stern asked. In the auditorium, Mr. Starkey told her. Next Monday night. Katie gulped. Monday night was just a week away. Would they really be ready for a concert by then? What are we going to play? She asked Mr. Stark nervously. Camptown races will be ready, Mr. Stark told her. You guys also sound great on Go Tell Aunt Rhody and Hot Cross Buns. 3 songs? Kevin asked. That's not very long concert, is it, Mr. Starkey? True, Mr. Starkey said, but the beginning band won't be the only group playing at the concert. The 5th grade band will be playing too. The 5th grade band is awesome, George told Mr. Starkey. We'll never sound nearly as good as them. Mr. Starkey nodded. That's why we're going to have extra rehearsals during recess this week. Okay? Katie wasn't sure how she felt about that. She really loved recess time. So did all of her friends. But everybody in the band, Katie included, also loved to play music. The kids looked around at one another and shrugged. Okay, they all agreed. Great, Mr. Starkey said with a smile. Let's try Camptown races again. He lifted his arms. The kids picked up their instruments and began to play. Katie couldn't wait to tell her mom about the concert. She ran all the way home, which wasn't easy, since she was carrying her clarinet case and her backpack. Mom! 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 Katie shouted as she raced into the house. Ruff! Ruff! Katie's chocolate and white cocker spaniel Pepper jumped at her heels. He could tell something really exciting had happened. What is it? Mrs. Carew asked as she came from the kitchen. I'm going to play the clarinet in a concert, Katie exclaimed. That is great news, Mrs. Carew agreed. The concert's at school, Katie continued, in the auditorium, and everyone's invited. Ruff, ruff, Pepper barked happily. Katie bent down and scratched Pepper behind one of his long, fluffy ears. Well, almost everyone, she told him. Dogs aren't allowed in the school. Sorry, Pepper. Pepper wagged his tail anyways. He loved being scratched behind the ears. When is the concert? Katie's mom asked. Next Monday, Katie replied. Katie's mother wasn't smiling quite so widely now. What's the matter? Katie asked. Well, I can be at the concert, Katie's mom said, but Daddy called a little while ago. He's leaving town on business. But I want him to hear me play my clarinet, said Katie. I understand, said her mom, but he can't get out of his trip. I'll tell you what, I'll bring the video camera and tape the whole thing so he can see it. It's not the same. Katie stopped before she could say another word. She had been about to wish her dad didn't have to go on business trips, but she knew wishes could bring trouble, especially when they came true. It had all started one horrible day back in 3rd grade. First, Katie had missed the football game. and missed the football and lost the game for her entire team. Then she'd fallen in mud and ruined her new jeans. Worst of all, she let out a giant burp right in front of the whole class. It had definitely been one of the most embarrassing days of Katie's life. And that night, Katie wished she could be anyone but herself. There must have been a shooting star flying overhead when Katie made her wish, because the very next day the magic wind came. Do you remember the magic wind? In our last story, it made her become Louie the pizza maker. The magic wind was unlike any wind Katie had ever seen before. It was a wild, fierce tornado that only blew around Katie. But the worst part came after the wind stopped blowing. That meant Katie had turned into someone else. 1, 2, switcheroo. Every time. The first time the magic wind appeared, it changed her into Speedy, the hamster in her 3rd grade classroom. She spent the whole morning going around and around on a hamster wheel and chewing on Speedy's wooden chew sticks. Blech! The magic wind came back over and over again after that. Once, it had even turned her into Mr. Starkey. Katie didn't know a thing about being a music teacher. She tried to conduct the beginning band, the very same band she was in, but it sounded awful. No, make that worse than awful. The band sounded so bad, all the kids had wanted to quit playing music altogether. That just couldn't happen again, not when everyone was so excited about the concert. That was why Katie didn't make wishes anymore. Wishes caused too much trouble. Still, it would have been nice if Dad could have been there. Why don't you invite some of your friends to come hear you play? Katie's mom suggested. All of my friends are in the band with me, so they'll be on stage too. Suzanne doesn't play an instrument, said her mom, and I'll bet she'd love to come. Katie brightened a little. It would be nice to have her best friend hear her play in the concert. Okay, I'll call her right now. As Katie walked to the phone, she crossed her fingers, hoping Suzanne would say yes. Hoping was different than wishing. Hoping never caused Katie any trouble at all. I hope you enjoyed your story, and it'll continue tomorrow night. I love you, baby girl. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to do videos the last couple days because of the internet. But hopefully it's all fixed and you won't have to worry about it anymore. You'll always see my videos. I love you, baby girl. So much. Good night. Sweet dreams.